My name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tawengavengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, 179 TB cases recorded in the first two quarters. Asbestos to be removed from the old Nausori market. And more than 100 people on dialysis treatment in Fiji.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
A total of 179 cases of tuberculosis was recorded during the first 6 months of this year. Having the highest number of TB cases recorded in the Central Division, Divisional Planning Officer Central Uraya Renima says the time to act is now. Seniani Boiler reports.
The Central Division usually records the highest cases of tuberculosis. Therefore, government officials and the Health Ministry are working together to reduce the number of TB cases.
Methodist Subdivision recorded 36 TB cases, while Taileu Medical Subdivision recorded 7. And Nausori recorded 6. We need to reach you all. With 312 cases in 2016, Fiji is a medium burden tuberculosis country. We need to reach our target of 70%, and this can be achieved by allowing our health team to visit your communities.
Renima adds, with the launch of the first ever Breathe Well mobile clinic today, the one-stop service will help the health sector reach and treat TB early.
We hope to improve to reach our target, and in this way, TB can be diagnosed at an earlier age and help stop the spread of disease within the community.
National TB Control Officer Dr. Frank Underwood says that getting tested for TB is vital.
We'll simply be doing a chest X-ray, and for any abnormality that we pick up in the lung, we will then go on to do further tests. Sometimes at the very early stages of TB, there are very minimum symptoms. Yeah? So these services allow us to detect the disease much faster.
The new Breathe Well mobile clinic will offer services such as screenings of chest X-ray using a digital portable X-ray, machine gene experts with results available in 2 hours. The mobile clinic will be used in the Central Division. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
The National Occupational Health and Safety Service of the Ministry of Labour is currently working with the Nausori Town Council on the safe removal of non-friable asbestos material at the old Nausori market. The building materials found containing asbestos in the old Nausori market are still intact and does not pose any threat to the general public. The ministry says that the bulk sample suspected to have asbestos containing material has been collected and analysed by the National OHS Service. The ministry is taking extreme care with regards to this situation and ensures that the removal process meets international standards and absolutely guarantees public safety. Meanwhile, Nausori Town Council Chief Executive Akhtar Ali says that there was a delay to the demolition of the Nausori market, but work will start soon.
We made a lot of arrangement with the Ministry of Labour as well. In terms of that arrangement, there was some delay. We are now able to come up with a very comprehensive program in terms of safe removal of asbestos. So we are just about to commence that program, and it will take us about 2 to 3 weeks to demolish the site and dispose these asbestos safely.
More than 100 people are currently on dialysis treatment in Fiji. However, according to kidney specialist Dr. Amrish Krishnan, there are more than 1,000 people in the country who need dialysis but are not able to afford it. Pranita Prakash tells us more.
With a lot of people needing dialysis treatment in the country, the opening of the National Kidney and Research Treatment Centre next year is expected to make the treatment more affordable.
With the initial set of machines that we get, which is about 10, of which 2 will be reserved, we're looking at about 40 or 50 patients who should be able to come onto that program right away. One of the things we do recognize is that with the reduction in price per treatment, there will be an increased demand for dialysis, and so we will be faced with a situation where we won't have enough machines for the patients. So I mean, we're looking at some plans on how we can start and then keep adding machines as we go along. And the aim is the facility will be big enough to house eventually about 20 machines.
The centre will not only be limited to dialysis treatment.
It will have all elements of kidney care. So we'll have hemodialysis, and we're going to introduce another type of dialysis called peritoneal dialysis, where this fluid that's put into the abdominal cavity or the tummy, and then it's drained out. So, and this modality of dialysis treatment can actually be done in the home setting. So we train patients how to do it, and then they continue dialysis at home. So that's the second modality that we'll offer. Apart from that, we will have the pre-transplant counseling and pre-transplant evaluation service, and then we have a chronic kidney disease treatment clinic.
The youngest person currently undergoing dialysis treatment is a 13-year-old boy, while the oldest was a woman in her late 70s who passed away earlier this year. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
15% of adults in Fiji have diabetes. Fiji's lead advocate and champion for non-communicable diseases, President Major General retired Chiochi Konrote, says a lower limb amputation occurs every 8 hours as a result of uncontrolled infection due to poorly controlled diabetes, which is equivalent to 3 lower limb amputations per day. Speaking at the closing of the National Diabetes Foot Care Symposium, Konrote said statistics also reveal that diabetes eye disease is worse in adults who had no idea they had diabetes compared to those who knew they had it.
And I believe that we have so much information about diabetes and all the diseases that are part of the NCDs. What we need now is concrete action. Measurable action by all stakeholders concerned, including especially every single Fijian. Only then we will be able to make some headway into eliminating all forms of NCDs, and only then we will be able to achieve a healthier nation.
Still to come, funds raised in Sydney to be given to WOW's kids. An annual White Cane Awareness launched today. Stay with us.
O tikongona taon singa toka ando talisaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM number 2 na sere.
We adora chubuni kurna bili. Ibora ni batukara hambara binaranga. Do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bull FM number 2 na sere. Bula.
Funds raised at the Black Tie Charity Ball in Sydney, Australia last night will be donated to WOW's Kids Fiji. During the ball, Prime Minister Warange Bainimarama says that with the donation, WOW's Kids will be able to help more children go on and live positive lives, achieve their dreams and find the strength to overcome any difficulties along the way. Bainimarama says that cancer is the third leading cause of death in Fiji. He says that WOW's Kids has supported 63 children for this year alone, spending an average of $9,000 per child each month to provide transportation, treatment and medical supplies. The Prime Minister adds that in the past 5 years, the survival rate of common childhood cancers had more than doubled in Fiji. Bainimarama reiterated that this progress would not be possible without the combined efforts of the government, organizations like WOW's Kids and other supporters. Fijians who are visually impaired often face many challenges of stigmatization from the public, simply because they are thought of not being capable. While launching the annual White Cane Awareness today, Assistant Minister for Women Veena Bhatnagar says that this should not be the case. Kelly Vidala reports.
More than 10 to 15% of Fijians are visually challenged, but they continue to contribute to the development of the country.
Disability is not an inability. Sometimes I have seen people with disabilities do far much more better than people with abilities. There are so many people with 2 good hands, with 2 good legs, with proper feet, proper eyesight. They come to us to say, okay, we can't do anything. We need assistance. The United Blind Persons of Fiji has had to overcome many obstacles. The strongest being the stigma that comes with being blind.
Bhatnagar says Fijians should understand the needs and challenges of people with various kinds of disabilities.
For the blind, the white cane is a symbol of independence simply because it can guide them through in whichever environment they are in. The white cane gives them a sense of freedom, safety and mobility.
This is my eyes. Why I'm saying this? If I leave this,
And if I walk on the road like that, I'll fall in the drain.
When I first lost my eyesight, I didn't want to use a white cane because I was embarrassed with what people would say, but now I depend on it for my safety.
Just a sense of independence, going alone.
Members of the Fiji School for the Blind and the United Blind Persons of Fiji will be visiting various organizations next week and conducting fun activities to mark the annual White Cane Awareness Week. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Close to 300 residents, including vegetable farmers of the Rovanrao community in Navua, now have an improved road. Fulton Hogan Highway's Tanovo Depot Supervisor Remesio Nausori says the Nakaulevu Road is in a low-lying area that has always been prone to flooding whenever there is a heavy downpour, and raising the height of the road helps the water to flow off the pavement and into the roadside water channels. Nausori says since block drains also contribute to flooding incidences, they have also cleared debris and excess vegetation from the waterways. The 1.9-kilometer Nakaulevu Road is located approximately 5 kilometers from Navua town. In sports, after the break, the latest from the court's IDC. And Siliveni Nawai knocks out Chessi Ravundi. This and more coming up.
I'm under a sort of of Nayabu whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the
The Lautoka football side is through to the final of the court's inter-district championship after edging Rewa 1-0 in the first semi-final at Churchill Park. Former Lambasa rep Christopher Wasasala's goal in the first spell proved to be the difference in the match. Dave Randiningai missed a penalty for Lautoka in the first half. Rewa's Lori Mandau was red-carded in the dying stages of the match as well.
Rawanga, a nice pass, the flag stay down now. This time Samuel Adrundru gets brought down. Samuel Adrundru gets brought down and
penalty.
It is a penalty. It is a penalty. It is a penalty.
Yeah, there is.
So David takes his run. Simeone comes and Simi and it hits the post. We pick up play now inside. David Randingingai pulls it back infield, laying it through and the header through. That's a good ball to Christopher Wasasala. And in the 34th minute of play, David will get some confidence back. He drove it through and Christopher Wasasala has opened the account for the Design Engineering Lautoka side.
In the second semi-final, Ba beat Suva 5-0. The Nanunga football side is through to the final of the senior division at the court's IDC. The Stallions thumped Tailevu Neitasiri 5-0 in the second semi-final today. Captain Tomasi to the Cow scored 2 goals, while Paulo Mbuke, Setareki Vola and Sakeo Tanganeda grabbed a goal each in the win. Nanunga will play Navua in the final at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. Navua has qualified to the final, defeating Savusavu 4-1 in the first semi-final. Savusavu missed numerous chances in the first spell as both teams rested 0-0 at half-time. Iliavi Kotonimbao scored twice, while Abdul Faraz and Sarhat Kumar scored a goal each to see Navua through. The Fiji Football Association held its annual Vodafone Premier League Awards function last night. Lautoka and Ba took out majority of the awards in the main division. Rohit Deo tells us more.
The Blues received $18,000 for winning the league, while Dave Randringai scooped the Golden Ball Award. Lautoka President Abdul Kader says the money received will be shared amongst players.
We are very happy and it's a great honor to win the National League of 2017. As you know, this $18,000 which we have received will go towards the players will share this $18,000 amongst themselves. Lautoka football won't keep any of that money, it will be shared amongst the players.
Ba finished second in the league and was awarded with a Fair Play Award. Men in Black Saul Lawanga took out the Golden Boot Award for scoring 10 goals in the competition. Meanwhile, for the first time, the Fiji FA legends were also acknowledged at the function. Players who contributed to the growth of football in the country were rewarded for their efforts. Jimmy Okete, who scored the lone goal in Fiji's historic 1-0 win over Australia in 1977, shared the moments of 40 years ago.
It was an exciting day. It was a big challenge for us, but we played as a team and we achieved a goal, which was beating Australia.
Awards in the senior and youth divisions were also handed out last night. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Siliveni knocked out Chese Ravundi in the first round of the Canada-Fiji boxing promotion at Nandi's Prince Charles Park last night. The main bout did not last even a minute as Ravundi failed to recover after getting floored by his opponent. Rohit Deo with the story.
Sizing up each other early.
It was expected to go down to the wire as two good boxers went head-to-head. That didn't eventuate though, as Siliveni Nawai had other plans.
Ravundi is down. He's trying to get up. I don't think so. That's it for him. Well, that was a hard fall. It's all over. He says
the win sees Nawai extend his unbeaten run to 10 fights, having won 7 by knockout. In the main supporting bout, Filimoni Tanganikoro threw the towel before the start of the second round, as Napoleon Tamepiao was a bit too much to handle for him.
Oh, he's thrown the towel in. So, Napoleon Tamepiao has won this.
In another interesting result, Krishnil Mudliar defeated Junior Farzan Ali on points.
Goes to the blue corner.
Points decision victory for Krishnil Mudliar.
The next promotion by the Canada-Fiji Southern organizers is expected to be held in Lambasa before year end. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Fiji Police Force and the Fiji National Sports Commission signed a memorandum of understanding to use its resources to reduce crime and develop talent. The idea behind the initiative is to get more youth involved in sport and away from crime. Both parties are developing programs for rugby and volleyball to start the campaign and plan to include more sports. The Sports Commission and Police Force will now work closer with communities in urban areas, given the high number of youth migrating from rural to urban areas.
Now we are doing it, get them away from crimes, identify the talents, which I believe is also the objective of the National Commission, Sports National Commission.
It means that we can tackle not just the problems, but the growth of our youth and create pathways and identify talent.
Canterbury defeated Auckland 32-27 in the Mitre 10 rugby competition last night to secure a home semi-final. Well, cloudy periods was experienced over the eastern parts of the country today. Fine weather prevailed elsewhere. Looking at the west, it was a beautiful day with sunshine for most areas. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, sunny spells with humid conditions during the day, a bit cloudy in Suva in the afternoon. And all the way up in the north, cloudy and sunny spells during the day, but clearing into a fine day by the afternoon. At sea, moderate to rough seas, moderate southeasterly swells. Now for the tides, high tide tomorrow morning will be at 7:44 with low tide at 2:06 in the afternoon. Sunrise will be at 5:38. For tomorrow, cloudy periods with brief showers over the eastern parts and the interior of the other larger islands are expected. Elsewhere, it should be fine apart from possible isolated or evening showers. Now looking further on to Monday, it will be fine apart from few brief showers. Recapping the main stories, 179 TB cases recorded in the first 2 quarters. Asbestos to be removed from the old Nausori market, and more than 100 people on dialysis treatment in Fiji. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we're asking, can the Fiji Mbati win the Rugby League World Cup? Visit our FPC website to answer. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के केरिया ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेकी से। मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.